everybody, and welcome back to the Girly Girl Bookworm. So today I have the March book releases that I am very excited about, that I feel like you should have on your radar. Some of these books I've read, some of them I have not, so I thought we would just dive right in. So one of them that I'm actually currently reading right now is The Operator by Gretchen Berg. I'm only about 100 pages into this book at this point, but this was released today, actually, March 10th. This is a historical fiction novel following Vivian, and Vivian is a telephone operator, and she is really good at eavesdropping, and one day she hears something on the phone, and it kind of upturns her entire life. So far, like I said, I'm only 100 pages in, and I still don't know what she's overheard at this point. It kind of alternates between the current timeline, which was like in the 1950s, and it goes back and forth to the past, and it doesn't always go back to the same point in the past, and it does change perspective every now and then. Like, we've had her daughter's perspective, we've had another person in town's perspective, so it is a little all over the place, but I feel like I'm finally hitting this point where it's going to get really, really good. So I still, even though I haven't finished this one, definitely think that this is one that you might want to keep your eye out for. And it just came out today, March 10th, which I just realized this is not going up today, this is going out tomorrow. So technically it came out yesterday by the time you watch this video. And then I'm going to start with the other books that I've read because I've talked about them a lot. So we're just going to run through them really quickly. All of them are out currently except one. So we've got In 5 Years by Rebecca Searle. This is a book about where do you see yourself in 5 years, and obviously your life does not go as planned. So our character is learning that tough lesson, and this is very emotional. You will cry. For 250 pages, it packs a punch. Highly recommend. This came out March 3rd. Another March 3rd release was The Two Lives of Lydia Byrd by Josie Silver. This one also made me bawl my bloody eyes out. Another case scenario of life not turning out the way you expect it to, and it is told very uniquely in dual parallel storylines where it's what if something happened and what if something didn't happen, and our character's journey discovering about herself, grief, loss. Another one that you will cry when you read it. So highly recommend that one as well. It was a book of the month choice, so if you are a book of the month member and you want to check that out, it was one of the options. Also, if you are not a book of the month member, my link is down below if you do want to check that book out. Highly recommend it. Then we've got Sparrow by Mary Cecilia Jackson. I believe this book comes out March 17th. So this one actually isn't out yet either. This is a young adult novel that deals with domestic violence, and our character is a ballerina, and she thought once her mother died that she would be able to kind of relive her life and really figure it out, but things happen that make it hard for her to do that. I liked this because this also has a unique perspective in the sense of we follow Sparrow from a point to another point in her life, and then we kind of rewind and we follow Lucas from that starting point to the current, and then we go back and we watch Sparrow. She goes forward, and then we rewind, see it from Lucas's perspective. So I know people said that that felt disjointed to them, but to me, I really liked it. Hard-hitting contemporary, will make you cry. Again, apparently this month I really like crying. Very impactful, emotional read. Highly recommend this one. Obviously, I highly recommend all of them, but we've got Darling Rose Gold by Stephanie Roble. This one also comes out March 17th. This is an adult novel, and it's very similar to the Gypsy Rose story. If you know that story, it's about a girl who basically grew up feeling and being really, really sick, in and out of hospitals, and her mom ends up going to jail because it comes to find out that she wasn't sick at all. And we follow Rose Gold's story from the minute her mom goes to jail forward, and we follow her mom's perspective from the minute she gets out of jail forward. Rose Gold takes her mom in to her home once she gets out of jail, which is very shocking to everybody in the town. But we know that both people like revenge. So it has twists, it has turns. I really enjoyed it. It's not the most unique storyline because if you do know the Gypsy Rose story, it is very similar, but it does have its own twist and take on it. So I still recommend you check it out anyways. This one is just a paperback release of My Lovely Wife by Samantha Downing. This one came out March 3rd last year. It was big on BookTube. The big buzz was going around with this book about how amazing it is. A man and a wife who like to kill to kind of spice up their marriage a bit. So the paperback came out March 3rd. March 3rd was just a very popular day. So if you were interested in this book, the paperback is now released. It is absolutely stunning. And then the last one that I have read already is You Are Not Alone by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. This is their third book that they've written together as an author duo. Another suspenseful thriller novel of a girl who is kind of living her dreary life, and then something happens to her that kind of puts her on the path of these sisters, and these sisters are not all that they are cracked up to be. Highly engaging, fast page turner. Really enjoyed this read. Probably my favorite one that they've come out with. And one that now we're going to the pile of books that I have not read yet that have been released in March. 4 of them are already out. Well, no, 3 of them are already out. 2 of them are not. 1 I don't have. I'm just getting rambly. I'm just going to talk because I just realized I'm not making any sense. So we've got The K-Team by David Rosenfeld. This one comes out March 24th. This is a mystery series. This is the first book. It's a tie to the Andy Carpenter series, which I haven't read, but I guess this follows his wife, and she ends up coming in contact with this guy who also has this German Shepherd, and they end up solving mysteries, apparently. Excited to read it. I'm going to give it a try. Then we've got 8 Perfect Murders by Peter Swanson. This one came out, you guessed it, March 3rd. And this one is about murders that start taking place that kind of correlate to a list of like the 8 perfect murders that have happened in the literary world. And this just felt like it was going to have lots of Agatha Christie vibes. I love Peter Swanson's books in general, so when this one was coming out, I knew I had to grab it. The Reese Witherspoon pick this month is The Jetsetters by Amanda Iyer Ward. This is about a woman who is up in age, and she decides that she wants to kind of reconnect with her family, so they all end up going on a cruise, and I guess secrets are revealed and problems come up, and it just sounds really good. And you know I'm doing my Reese Witherspoon project, so I obviously had to pick this one up. Then we got My Dark Vanessa, which is by Katie Elizabeth Russell, and this book just got released today. My pre-order came in a day early. This is about a teacher-student romance, which I know can be a really tough read, especially for me. I'm a teacher. My husband's a teacher. We've got lots of teacher family members, so it is kind of difficult to read about that because you want to pray and hope that teachers wouldn't do that, but it happens, and I heard that it's a really gripping and intense read, and I'm really excited to read this. And then there are 2 more books that I'm going to talk about that are not out yet. We've got Unfollow Me. This book is about a kind of YouTube personality, and then one day all of her social media disappears, and I guess they're trying to look to see what happened to her. I do have that through Netgalley, so I will be reading that one at some point soon. And then we also have We Are the Wildcats by Siobhan Vivian. I really enjoyed her book Stay Sweet, and I really enjoyed her Burn for Burn trilogy with Jenny Han, so I do have that one pre-ordered, and it should be on its way. It's a YA novel about a bunch of teenagers, and I think, obviously it's a YA novel, of course it's about teenagers, that they are part of a team, and then they have to do this team bonding event at night, and I think, again, another intense read. Not too positive about what it's about. I just knew Siobhan Vivian and wanted to give it a try. I hope some of these books spoke to you. I know some of them I did get in exchange for an honest review, so I did read and review the ones that have come out already. And I have some, obviously, in my list of ones that I'm still trying to get to. But I want to thank you for watching. Like I said, I hope you found something good that you want to be reading, and thank you to the publishers who sent me their books in order to bring them to you guys. March was an incredible release month, and it was hard to keep up with all of them because they're so great. So let me know if you've read any of these down below, or if there's any books that you are interested in reading this March, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, everybody.